San Francisco 49ers, you've got to play a clean game. They've been anything but clean in that first half. Special teams, some really big.
Dortch on the return, and Allison Williams. You heard from both coaches. What'd you find out?
Well, exactly what you guys were just talking about for Arizona holdings and on sportsmen. Like, we need to just come out here, play good, clean football, especially on offense, where it feels like they're moving the ball. Brock Purdy played in that first half, but likely missing the quarterback of his defense. Tatum Bethune dealing with that ankle injury. Not a
for Wilson, and it's incomplete. Diamador Lenore in coverage.
There's Michael Wilson on the outside. You just want to give him a chance, and it's played well by Diamador Lenore. Since ability to make the catch, it's right there. He almost makes another one. That one in the first half was outstanding.
And he's ushered out at the 40-yard line.
That ineligible lineman downfield because I thought the timing was good.
Illegal shift. Play second down.
Yeah, you see that Michelli trying to get set in his position, so I thought maybe they were going to go ineligible downfield. They got another one.
2nd and 15. Play action. Brissett checks it short. Manageable third down.
It just seems like Jonathan Gannon had a feeling of what has really been all afternoon today, which just really, when people talk about staying on schedule and being able to possess.
3rd down and 3. Going to depend on the spot. Michael Wilson was right at the 41-yard line when he down 15. It's early third quarter. If you're Jonathan Gannon, the offense is staying out on the field.
Wilson to get his feet on the ground and try to have an attempt to kind of push for that first down.
6 of 13 on the year. And Bam Knight on the run. A blocker in front. Knight down the sideline and all the way in. And this one may be coming back.
9. Offense. 10-yard penalty. Replay 4th down.
What a gut pour.
Yeah, it's going to be right at the point of attack. Watch as Farrell Brown comes across, and it's going to be right on the... He keeps that left arm in front, in the framework of the body, he's going to be fine. But as soon as that comes out, and you're right...
The defender's shoulder without a pad on, pretty likely you're being held in that scenario. And you can... On Farrell Brown. This one was a big one. They just brought him up from the practice squad. Sky Moore at the 32-yard line. Farrell Brown, frustration from their own 32. Straight territory. One play, 21 yards, and a first down.
Yeah, and just great. This pretty out leveraged. I mean, that is as easy a pitch and catch as you can have, but it's the structure and design.
Now 131 yards receiving for the fullback. On first down, it's McCaffrey. Interesting to see how Kyle Shanahan uses Christian McCaffrey over the next several weeks. The touch count was here with Robinson starting to grow and Purdy's return to maybe, I don't want to say rest McCaffrey, but at least take a little pressure off.
Christian McCaffrey was the one guy that's been healthy. Of the big guns here on the offensive side of the ball, it's Christian McCaffrey who was out.
For Christian McCaffrey. Well, a guy who's rushed and caught for over 600 rushing and 600 receiving yards. Roger Craig for the Niners in 85. Timmy Brown for the Eagles in 1960. From Christian McCaffrey, who has been working awfully hard this season to keep share of injuries as well. First down and 10 for San Francisco, 1-yard line. Here's what happened to Garrett Williams.
Yeah, as everything moves, you're going to see a little bit of a leg whip right there by Cody right there, and boy, does that hurt on the outside of the lower leg. So,
see, games missed due to a full complement of health from the guys they started the season thinking would play the big roles. Throws it short. He's got Kittle again, and George Kittle out of bounds at the 20-yard line with his 4th catch of the afternoon.
You saw Kyle Juszczyk coming across. It's just so quick. And that ball is snapped. It's got to be so hard for these defenders to. He's so fun to watch.
Few enjoy the game more than George. Down. somehow picks and weaves his way for 5 to the 16-yard line to block for if you're a lineman or you're a tight end blocking for him, because he just does so much with even the littlest.
A little bit easier, to kind of get that block and maintain it by just those quick movements that he has.
Under 5. Purdy with pressure coming, sets it up for McCaffrey. Larger role on defense today with the injuries at linebacker.
This is a really good job because he's all the way over here. He got caught up and able to get up. There was nobody else there. That's why Christian McCaffrey is pounding the turf, because that's a walk-in touchdown.
Out there a lot today on defense. 3rd down and 4.
What's up?
9th sack of the year for Josh Sweat. Kyle.
He actually gets a little help from the inside. It's going to be Colton McKivitz one-on-one, and then, Derek Pooney comes to get the Brock Purdy.
He had 8 sacks a year ago with the Eagles, 9 now this season, and it forces Pat Tillman, honored for both his football career with the Cardinals and service in the United States military, with an 8-foot statue. Pat Tillman, future Hall of Famer Larry Fitzgerald, named the recipient of the Champion Award presented by the Pat Tillman Foundation. Cardinals owner Michael Bidwell. Kickoff from the 2-yard line. Greg Dortch, recognition all the time with the National Football League, and you've got the pin today for the Pat Tillman Foundation.
Yeah, he was by committing to the service of our country after playing and being a decorated football player. It's amazing. An Arizona game or anything that had to do with Pat Tillman was the opportunity to spend a few minutes with him. Just a class act.
He'll check it over the middle and the 1st down as he finds Elijah Higgins, but a flag down again.
Offense, 10-yard penalty, repeat 1st down.
That's Paris Johnson, and that's penalty number 14.
The defender goes down. So I really don't think that there's a hold there. I thought that was just.
You're right there.
Not really on board with that one. They've had enough today. We don't have to add the ones that really aren't there.
First set over the middle, open, and it's Wilson leaping up to make the catch. It's
by Jacoby Brissett. You can see Michael Wilson right there coming across on that second layer. And again, we've talked about some nice routes. A route in front that pulled that linebacker level up and opened that second level open for
Michael Wilson with that catch now, 96 yards receiving. That's a career high for him. He had 95. As he said, for the first time in his career, his Stanford career was marked by injuries. He gets here, he's playing a role and run through Marv and Trey. Well, now his role has changed, and he's embraced it here today. Brissett under a lot of pressure. There
he is on the outside. It's that separation away from Deommodore Lenoir. But here's where it starts. This is outstanding by Jacoby Brissett. Bryce Huff, Wilson.
First career 100-yard game. Dortch takes the direct snap. A flag is down. Shift against Arizona. Penalty number 15.
Yeah, just some of these simple things you got right there. Yeah, 1 second. And you don't have your quarterback taking that snap. So that's another thing that you got to add to it. He's got
back in motion at wide receiver. Brissett off the play fake, under pressure on the roll, throw a sideline. Lenoir to the 40, still on his feet. Lenoir. They weren't sure he'd play today.
Yeah, he just really pressed and forced things. It's Elijah Higgins on the outside, and as he breaks out that way, you can see him. But it's a great jump by. Very un-Jacoby Brissett-like so far this year.
Robert Saleh, he's fired up. Niners came in with a -8 turnover, and they've started inside the 15-yard line from the 14. 1st down carry for
I'm going to stop making predictions about what the Cardinals need to do. The game, they fall behind 14-0. They fight their way back and kind of get it back into the game, and then coming out not helping them. And 15 penalties now total for the game, and then a huge turnover right there. Every time
he finds Kittle, and Kittle swarmed by 3 Arizona Cardinals. He's got to the 4-yard line.
To be able to scan everything, and then you're able to get to George Kittle late, and just, again, we talked about in the first half.
Well, you know it drove him nuts to be on the shelf with that hamstring injury. Games 2 through 6, Claire. First and goal. Pearsall. His face from Mustafa, and good coverage in the short red zone. He's tackled by everybody on the defense. He's got the first down. 1976. And the most by any team this season. Play action. Purdy on the roll. Pointing, directing traffic. Throwing back in the end zone. And he threw.
A nice job by the Cardinals defense, because it's hard down here with that motion, right? Everything's going to go this way, waiting for him as he gets over there. Good job in coverage. Good job with your discipline.
Purdy. His second touchdown catch of the day. And the 50th touch.
He does a great swim move to get over the top of Jalen Thompson and then break to the out. 34 to the inside. There's the swim right over top. That gives him his separation. He's got the strength, the athletic.
Career touchdown catches. The third 49er with over 500 catches and 50 race. And Owens, come on.
Not bad.
A who's who of pass catchers in San Francisco. Put me in on the defensive side, Coach. There's Greg Dortch for Arizona. And to find a way back down 35-10. Wednesday night, tune in to FS1 for a big college basketball doubleheader. First is 8th-ranked Alabama faces number 14 Illinois. College hoops Wednesday on FS1. Yes.
He's an outstanding cinematographer as well.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, thank you. I'll pick up my Emmy for my video shooting there. 6-yard line. Picks up 6 before Winters and Brown combine on the stop. 4.
Hey, let's go 59. 59.
Lucky.
Yeah.
Michael Wilson with the 9th catch of the day. Ball came out. The official said he's down. Not a fumble.
Last week against Seattle, this Arizona Cardinal team had been competitive in every game, and this one has kind of slipped away from them
again to the 42.
But as you break this game down, come Monday, and you look at everything coaches do when they have a rough day at the office. And I was impressed by the way Jonathan Gannon handled that Seattle game and how they broke it down.
Hooter with the tackle brings up 3rd and short.
As much as you don't want to go back and revisit some of those things, you have to go back. Completely got away from you. There are some good things, and you're showing improvement. And, but it's going to be so to enter the 4th quarter, and it's 35-10. So it's another one of those games that's kind of gotten away from them. But you see the enemies all day today.
Breaking a tackle, it's Trey McBride. We saw George Kittle making plays. Now McBride gets 49er with 11 seconds to go in the 3rd.
There's something else, and that's I tell you, they're getting thin. Curtis Robinson is the player down, and that's
3 linebackers up now. If Robinson can't keep going, 3 yards, and Allison, there's a nice relationship between Trey McBride and George Kittle, both on and off the field.
Yeah, McBride, he had the guts to ask him for his jersey afterwards. When he finally did, it was so special. And he's been going to the Kittle-founded tight end U that is really building amongst the tight ends. And he said just the way the guys like Kittle and Travis Kelce, Greg Olsen are willing to share their all be better from it is just a really special deal.
When we were talking with Trey McBride, and he was talking about the impact the tight end U has had, he said, look, I'd encourage him to go back and finish up and get that degree.
Yeah, I mean,
16 hours away, I think he said.
Yeah, not too far. One semester, and he went back and got it done, and it's a lot further down the road than where Trey is right now. But yeah, we tried to push.
Good catch inside the 10, and it'll be 1st and goal for Arizona when we start the 4th quarter.